Hello everyone, this is the second video of my nginx series. In this video, I am going to explain you about nginx logging and how you can host multiple static website on one particular EC2 server and few more important things related to nginx. So let's get started. As you can see here, these are the topics which we have covered in our previous video. But in this video, I'm going to cover these topics like nginx logging, creating nginx.conf from scratch, hosting multiple static website on one EC2 server, MIME types, config error pages, logs separately for each website. So first things first, what is nginx logging? It's basically a default directory where the nginx store all of your log files inside Linux system. Why do we need it? Let's say your website not loading, API failing, domain not working, high traffic. So we generally used to see the log files inside nginx. So what are inside nginx log file? There are basically two log files. The first is access.log, second is error.log. What is access.log? It's basically stores every single request made to your server. More the traffic, the more the bigger file. Meaning the IP who access to your website request what they asked, status, succeed or not. Size response means that nginx server sent what size of data in bytes to that user of that particular IP address. So the second is error log. It's basically a stored server errors, config issue, backend failures, meaning backend not working, port gone wrong, API crash. So we generally check our error log file in it. It's basically the part of the error log. Cost impacts, nginx is self free but logs cost indirectly, like the disk space full, then your server crash. Cloud cost means EC2 instance cost, more the storage, more it cost. Performance impact, heavy logging means slower response. And here you can see the some commands like tailf -f. This is basically used to see the logs in real time on access log for access log, and this is a command used for view logs in real time in error logs. And by using this command grep error, you can see all of your errors in the log of error. And here you can see the last 50 lines of particular access log or error log. So the topic is basically next topic is creating in nginx config from scratch so that we can host multiple websites on one EC2 server. So here you can see this is my AWS root user account, and let's say I'm going inside this instance. So let's go to connect. Let's go inside this content and install nginx in it. So for installing nginx, I use sudo yum install nginx-y. Since I am using Amazon Linux operating system, so I am using this command sudo yum install. But if you have Ubuntu operating system, you should use sudo apt apt install nginx-y. So as you can see, my nginx has been installed. So I see run command sudo systemctl start nginx, so that my nginx has been start. Now I use systemctl enable nginx. Now I use sudo systemctl status to show you that nginx is running or not. So here you can see in the green icon, nginx is currently running. So I use this command systemctl enable nginx so that whenever this EC2 instance boot, nginx automatically get started. So let's say we have to host the multiple websites. So first let's see where the website files are stored, because if you copy this IP address, you can see a website, a static website here, which is welcome to nginx. You can see, let's see where these website files are stored so that we can host our websites. you can see the website file part into from your nginx config file. So of nginx config files are stored here. Here you can see these are the nginx config files, in which nginx.conf is your main root file. So I am going to copy this main root file. So for copying this, I use sudo cp nginx.conf, and the copy file system is nginx.conf hyphen backup. So if you see, the backup file has been created like nginx config backup. I am now going to remove this file peacefully, because it's important to copy your root config file. So let's say I remove sudo rm rf and the file name nginx.conf. Here you can see the nginx config file has been removed. So I'm going to again make that file vim nginx.conf, the same name, and I write inside here. So the body of nginx config files is this. You see here. So I'm going to copy this so that I can add my website block inside it. Here you can see. But right now I don't have created a website account. So we have to skit. We have to queue because we don't want to save it right now. No right edit table light. So I'm going to disk queue. Let's force queue. And we are going to edit this file. I am because nginx.conf. You may see. So I have to show you that where the file part of the websites has been stored. So for that I basically paste my backup sudo less, so to view inside my main root file. So here you can see these are the files of my website. HTTP means my website settings are here. Here you can see it's currently on port 80, and you can see the root where your website's files has been stored on this file system, this file part. So I'm going to copy this just, and we'll pressing Q, and now I am going to inside that file part so that I can create my websites inside it. So I'm going to first go to my home directory, and after that I go inside the file part of my websites had been created. So here you can see this website files are here. HTML, CS, index.html icons are here. So let's say I remove all of this. So for removing all of this, I use command sudo rmrf start for remove all. So it has been removed. Here you can see nothing has been here. So let's create our first website. So for creating our first website, you use sudo mkdir website1.com, and let's go inside website1.com. Website1.com. Here I ask Google to give me a code of HTML and CSS or my website. Here you can see to give me HTML CSS code for my website. Give me a good HTML CSS code for my website. So here I paste this HTML. So I use sudo vim. I make the file index.html and go inside it. Here I copy paste, clicking on insert, copy paste V. Here you can see my file, my awesome website, my first website. So I'm going to edit something here in order to look clarity. My first website. There I press esc semicolon WQ means save and exit, and here Let's also create CSS files. So let's say I create sudo vim styles.css and okay, and we have to copy here our CSS code of this particular website. I'm going to click on I for insert, copy paste, means Control Shift V. Here my CSS code has been put it. Now I click on ESC to save and exit. We have to check one more thing inside this HTML file, that CSS. So here you can see in the top section, I go to top. I have to edit something here in the little link tab and change this to style to styles, because my CSS file name has been styles.css. So I click on ESC WQ. The below you see, I scroll down below you see save and exit. Now let's create our second website. I go cd inside here. So sudo mkdir website number 2.com, or all things right. I go inside this file, sudo, not file, folder, sudo 2.com, and here I also create sudo vim index.html. Good. I ask again the code from Google by simply refreshing this page. This will again give me a HTML code, which I'm just going to copy paste it. Click on insert, Control Shift V. Here I also edit this to from styles to style, from styles to styles, and here okay is column WQ. You can see below WQ788, and also create CSS files styles.css. All good. And here I write my CSS code. Let's say I copy paste here, Control Shift plus V, and then I click on ESC WQ to save and exit. Let's say I also do one more thing here inside of website to look, to give me more clarity. To give you more clarity, we'll come to my second website. Okay, click on W. Let's make a subfolder also, subfolder. So let's say I make a subfolder mkdir subfolder sudo mkdir subfolder. Let's go inside subfolder. Let's copy the same HTML file here inside subfolder. So let's say I copy. For copy, I use command sudo cp index.html full stop, means to copy that index file here. The same. Here you can see the index file has been copied of website to index file. So I'm going to edit this file. So for edit, we just go to sudo vim index.html. We click on insert. We go to here, the first, and I go to my welcome to my subfolder section of my website. Okay, good. Going to ESC WQ. As you can see in the below WQ, save and exit. Here all things good. Now I have to make the, as you can see, the website 1 and website 2 has been created. Now I have to add the block of server inside my root config file. So I go to first home directory, and now I go inside my root config file, which I created just about. So root config etc nginx, and let's say I created or not, because I forgot it. cube. Not sudo, I use cd. cd. Why I use vim. Sorry for the inconvenience. Here you can see nginx file has not been created. So I use directly sudo vim. Nginx main config file has not been created for both website. But the config backup had already been created here. So let's create a file sudo nginx config. Okay, I press on here and enter, and here I put insert, and the body of root config file is this. So I'm going to copy paste this here, Control Shift V, and here I have to edit. After user I have to click on nginx because it's currently nginx, and inside http all things gonna happen. So for ask double D to remove, enter. Now I have to write here. So let's say I write listen on port number 80. Don't and then semicolon, and don't forget to mention to add semicolon on the end of a line. And below this we write root. And after that we write the file part of my first website. So here yes, so I'm going to write the file part here, which is user share nginx website 1.com. User share nginx. Also I have to write html here, html website.com. All things good. Now I have to add semicolon here, because don't forget to add remove semicolon. Now I have to paste again this file because I have to edit here also. Control Shift V. Now yes, I have to change the port number right now because I don't have any domain name. If you have a different domain name, you can use same port. Since I don't have domain name, so I'm going to use a different port number. So let's say I'm going to use 8080 here. All things good. So I'm going to change for, because this is for website 2. Okay, all good. So I'm going to click on ask here, dodo cube to exit. Now I use command systemctl, which is very important. Systemctl reload nginx, and after that I see, let's say it is currently okay or not. As you can see, the config file is currently okay. So let's check for public IP here by copy pasting. You cannot see, maybe it is https by default, but we have to use http because it's on port number 80. So I'm going to http enter. Here you can see welcome to nginx, because the browser used cache version for that, cache version of this website. So I'm going to inspect, going to network, and after checking this I'm going to reload this page. Here you can see my first website file html code. Here you can see, and similarly if I put here same 8080 8080 8080, you cannot see anything because I have not added the port number in the security section of this instance. So we go into security section and I go inbound rules. Inbound rules basically the traffic which coming to your server. So I'm going to use edit inbound, and here I add rules. Let's say I add 8080 here, custom anywhere from the internet, and I choose save rules. And after that we refresh this page, and here you can see welcome to my second website. But you may have noticed that this website has only shown HTML code, where the CSS code has been gone. So for that, for letting browser to understand your file type of CSS, we use MIME types, which is our next topic. So here you can see MIME types. So where is MIME types are stored? It's basically stored on your root config folder, which we can check by using sudo, not sudo, cd, etc, nginx. Here you can see your MIME types. If you want to see what's inside this, maybe use sudo mime dot types. Sudo less mime dot. Here you see all the file systems. So I currently click on Q to exit, and here I have to add a line to my root config files in order to get that CSS code into our website. So let's go inside root config file. So for getting inside, we use sudo win nginx.conf. Okay, all is good. And I used to click I first to insert, and inside the HTTP tab, and this time the HTTP tab, we use include mime dot types types and semicolon. Okay, just one line you have to add. You have to click ESC WQ 7 exit, and you have to again reload. We have to click system ctl reload nginx. Okay, let's check that is running or not. Sudo nginx -t. Yeah, it's showing you okay. So let's check. So let's click the, let's go to our IPv4 address. Here, let's copy this and let's check this happening or not. Not happening because it may be the browser reload this page. Here you can see the CSS code has been implemented to your first website. So what about second website? So let's check second website. What's happening with him? So we put the port number because that is running on port number 80. So let's again inspect and refresh this browser cache thing, and here you can see it's also working with your both HTML and CSS. Now let's check the subfolder. Subfolder. So we click on hyphen subfolder. Okay, it's not working also. So we have to click on insert reload page. I think not have mentioned the subfolder CSS there. Let's check that I have mentioned that folder or not. Let's go inside cd user share nginx html website 2.com website 2.com. Click on ls. We go inside subfolder cd subfolder, but here CSS code has been not been mentioned, so that is why it is not showing. Let's add CSS folder here. Let's copy the same CSS code. Sudo cp styles.css. Here you mentioned the CSS code has been added. So now let's check the subfolder again. Here you can see the subfolder CSS has also activated. So yeah, the next topic is what? It has been done. Next topic is config error pages and logs separately for each website. So first of all, I have to show the logs of the website. Let's go inside the folder cd /var/log. Here it's nginx sudo ls. Here you can see all of your logs like access logs, error logs. If you want to see the access log, you see sudo ls access.log. Here you can see all of your access logs. Here you can see this is the basically the IP address of the user who requested to your server, and it's the date and time. And here the that browser asked for subfolder, here the protocol, and he get 301s. Browser used cache version, and you see this 169 the data which sent by nginx to the user, and after that the browser things are there. So let's click on q, and also you can see the what's inside the this log. You can also see the log. Here I put q. The main thing is here that if the, let's say if you have a multiple website which is running, and all of the website access log and error logs are stored in single files, so it gets messy. To solve that problem, we make a separate folder for each of website, a separate folder of both access log and error logs. So let's create a separate access log and error logs for both of our websites. So for creating that, you have to go inside the main config file. We have to go inside sudo cd etc, not etc, yes etc nginx dot nginx.conf. Why I use cd sudo vim? You should use sudo vim to get inside this folder, and here I add some lines to get separating both websites access logs and error log. Here inside the server block, I click insert and I write here first. Let's access log, and here I give the file part of my logs. So let's say I give the where log nginx, and the file name which I want to create for my access log of this website. Let's say I create a website 1 dot access dot log, and after that I click here semicolon. Below we have to write error log where log nginx website 2 not 2 1 dot error dot log, and again semicolon. Similarly we do the same, so we do the copy paste this, we write, so to just below copy paste here, but we have to change the website name, website 2, website 2, all good. You can also give a space here to look beautiful, clarity. So yes, good. I click on ask wq 7 I use system sudo systemctl, and then reload nginx. All things good. So let's check that folder. where the access log has been created. To its folders, we go to bar log nginx. If I use sudo ls, here you can see this is the default folder of both websites like access.log and error.log. But here you can see the website 1 access.log, website 1 error.log, website 2 access.log, website 2 error.log. So let's check the in real time of the access.log of one website. So for checking that, I use tail sudo -f, and after that I just have to write the file part here where log nginx. I have to write the full name website 1.access. Right now I'm using to show you a separate website. Have website 1 access log error log. All things good. Click on enter. Here you see if I use this page or website 1, here you see something occur like this. Here IP address of personally me, the date and time, and browser ask for HTTP protocol. And since browser using cache version, so 304.0, since browser using cache version, the data not been sent from nginx. And the second line you can see the same IP address, the date and time, the get, the browser ask for CSS file protocols, and also the same 304 means browser used cache version, and 0 data in bytes because nginx not sent. So I'm used to click on Q, Control C here. So yes, so let's see also, and you can also use the same command to see the live of error log and access log both. So the topic was separate config error pager. So let's say you get this. Let's say you write something here, and this gets to you like 404 not found. So you can modify this entire page for looking more beautiful. Intrigue, what you say. So for using that, I have to save this file inside my folder of website 1, and after that I have to use a line. I have to add a line inside the server block of my root config file. So let's add a file of in the index file inside that files where my website file has been stored. So I'm going to press cd for home directory, and I go again cd user shared nginx html at website.com website1.com. Here you can see, and let's say here I add my 404 file. So here I create sudo win 404 html. Let ask Google to give me a code for error pages. So give me a code for error page. Good code. Here you see the code has been shown to you. And right now let's say I put this code inside this. I click on I for insert, save it, and also then again edit from style to styles, S column, WQ to save and exit. All things good. And after this I have to go to my root config files and add a line. So let's go directly to my root config file. So this is the file part of config files, nginx, nginx, nginx.conf. Here you see, and here I have to add a line named as error page, and I basically write here what type of I get. Do I get 4404? Yes, you can add multiple here like 500, 502, but I write for 404. Click click on if I get 404 error, then redirect the page to this 404 to HTML. Okay. This line means basically if I get 404 error, let's show user 404 HTML page. So use semicolon here. All good. I click on ask WQ here below, and after that I use edit, not edit, reload systemctl load nginx. So let's check it's fine or not. It's good, it's okay. Now let's I refresh this page. You can see oops, not found. Let's say your log file will get full. So if your log file will get full, your website will crash. So for solving that, we use log rotate command. So basically log rotate command basically do is rotate your log files. Let's say it will rename the old log files and create a new file, empty files where your new file has been generated. So the command is basically, let's say I go to first home directory. Command is sudo log rotate etc log rotate dot config. So here you see it will now create a separate file for the old log ones, and it will go up to 7. So let's go inside the log. So if I use sudo ls, you see here, you see these are the default blocks, and these are the access log old logs of this access log. Similarly, you can see this also, and similarly you can see website one access, the oldest one will get deleted. Like the like if you have a 7 books, and if you add 8 books, the oldest books in the first book will get deleted. So it's kind of work like that. So if you want to empty one particular log file, so you use sudo turn truncate -s. You use the file part nginx in the access log. So here you see this access log file will get empty. So if you see this file, you get to know that it is empty. It is empty. Click on Q. But this is not the best practice. You should always use log rotation command, because log rotation command automatically do these things. You not have to come and empty files again and again so that your website not crash. You should use log rotation command so that your log files automatically been created. So what we have done so far, so we have covered nginx logging, we have created nginx.conf from scratch, we have hosted multiple websites on one server, MIME types, config error pages and logs separately for each websites. So yes, that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video.